And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate y'all for being here. Top of the morning. Come on in. Pardon my voice if it sounds a certain kind of way. Some people say, "Voch,
we're going through this again. We're doing this again tonight.
Brian,
we're doing this again.
We're
doing this again.
My voice
isn't again.
My voice isn't as thunderous as I would like. You know what I'm saying? It's just not as thunderous. Zach got lucky. I didn't have the decibels. Brian, let me tell you what, though, man. I am so proud of what me and Zach did today, man. Because that's what
I am too.
That's what this thing is, Brian. That's what this show is. And when this show, you know what I'm saying, when it's like we're all informed draft dudes, right? But me as a fan, I never want the draft show to just be three, 4, 5 dudes or gals just agreeing and reading notes on paper. You know what I'm saying? As a fan, I don't want it to be that. So every chance I got, if we got to, you know what I'm saying, do a duel in the middle of the saloon, let's run it. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that's what the people really want to see. And every time we somewhat do it, you know, I did it last week with Tommy a little bit, and, you know, me and Zach kind of did it. Every time we have a discussion like that, the people appreciate it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I am proud of my guy, Zach. Yo, Zach, I love you. We did something good for the audience today, sir. So salute to you.
Yeah. We were coming down the elevator today afterwards, and he was like, you know, that was a lot of fun today. And I said, you know, to me, that's what the draft show is really all about. It's about people putting in the work, having the passion to talk about it on a level that, you know, like I say, we don't know everything about all these players. We just watch the tape. We know where we're going to put them. We know if we like a guy better than this guy or that guy. But the passion you two showed today about those defensive tackles, and it very well could come to that position.
Sure.
It could very well come down, if you're a Dallas Cowboy fan and you're watching this with us today, or you're a fan of another team that's watching these defensive tackles, it is a very good group, a very deep group. And it's a group that will cause you to have discussions about where you have them placed, where you see them fitting in on your particular team. And I thought you guys did a really great job of that today.
And Zach not wrong. Alfred Collins could come out here and be fantastic.
There's no question. Yeah. There's no question. I was sitting here listening to both of y'all have at it. And I think that you and I do see Collins similar. I think there's some things that Zach sees that, like, no, you're glossing over the things he's doing really, really well.
Maybe,
and Zach never said, you guys are making this guy sound like a scrub or a bum. It was, there are some legitimate concerns, but there's also some things that you can hang your hat on with this kid and the way he plays. So I think the draft show was created all these years ago for moments like that, where it was a spirited discussion about players. And that's what this thing's all about.
Yeah.
And I appreciate what you and Zach both did today. I really do.
Shouts out to my guy, Zach. Man, Bryan Broaddus. Bryan Broaddus, boy. We got a treat. You say Daniel Jeramiah dropped his mock draft. I didn't see it. Did it drop like this morning or something?
It was this morning, and it's actually the second one that he's done.
Okay.
And I want to go through it on a couple of different levels. And I want to kind of talk to you about some possibilities of maybe some things that we're seeing now that could happen here in 60 days when we do this for real.
Yeah.
But I want to walk you through some things. And to me, all right, Daniel Jeramiah, if you're not familiar, NFL Network, NFL.com, former NFL scout, Philadelphia, the Ravens. He's been some stops. Great guy, passionate about the draft, does a really good job. He took over from Mike Mayock, is who he did. And I think he's done a really, really nice job. But he also has the opportunity to, much like myself, to get to talk to people around the league who are still in the scouting world. So he's got his gang of 7 and people he visits with. So there's things that, he hears and he incorporates into his mock draft. I love his mock drafts because I think there is that little bit of maybe he talked to an NFL scout about this.
Sure.
Maybe he talked to a general manager about this. Maybe somebody threw him some information that he was able to kind of incorporate into his draft. So I do love his draft for that reason. I mean, I think he's got some really good sources, but I think he's also got his own eye. He does the work like you and I do and others out there, and he puts it down, and I think that's a really cool thing. So, okay, I'm going to walk you through his mock draft, and I think you're going to pull it up for our fans, and they can see, okay, so he's got Abdul Carter going to the Tennessee Titans at number 1. He's got Cam Ward going to the Cleveland Browns at number 2. Cam Ward, the Miami quarterback. The Giants take Travis Hunter, the wide receiver cornerback from Colorado, at number 3. The New England Patriots take Will Campbell. Now, this is the second mock draft that Daniel Jeramiah has done. This is the second mock draft that he's picked Will Campbell to the Patriots at number 4. Then you got the Jacksonville Jaguars take Mason Graham, the defensive tackle from Michigan. With the 6th pick, you would have the Las Vegas Raiders taking Shedeur Sanders from Colorado, the quarterback. At 7, the New York Jets take Tyler Warren. I think this is the second week that he has had, or the second mock, where he's had Tyler Warren going to the New York Jets at number 7. It's not often that you keep a tight end in the top 10, but here we are with the Jets pick. Carolina at number 8 takes Jalen Walker, the edge from Georgia. At number 9, he's got the New Orleans Saints taking Mike Green, the edge from Marshall. At 10, he has the Chicago Bears taking Kelvin Banks Jr., the offensive tackle from Texas. At number 11, San Francisco, right ahead of you, he's got them taking Will Johnson, the corner from Michigan. Okay, now the Cowboys are on the clock. Okay, this is where he went different than last week. Last week he had Ashton Genty as the pick for you at 12. As he should. This time around, he had Walter Nolan, who has been talked about a bunch, not only on our platform, the Doing All Right podcast, but other, we haven't talked about him today on the draft show. We kind of went into depth about Walter Nolan. And Daniel's reason for this was Nolan is a very twitchy disruptor that could replace Oso Digizua if he departs for free agency. Okay, this is where I don't believe that you and I necessarily would be totally on board with here. No, I don't think that we would be on board with Walter Nolan. I think we have our concerns about Walter Nolan. I think there's some things we're positive about Walter Nolan. The more you kind of dive into some people around the league, do they worry about Walter Nolan and how hard he plays every snap? Are there plays that he takes snaps off? I don't want to throw the word lazy on him, but there's things that you start to hear about the player, and you wonder if these are guys and gals that like I say, that are in the business. I don't think they have axe to grind, but they said, "Hey, listen, this player is super talented in a lot of ways, but be aware of what you potentially could get with this guy." Yeah. So I'm just taking all that information in. If I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan, the Cowboys, if you talk to Bobby Belt, Bobby does a great job of interacting not only with people around the league with the Cowboys department. Bobby seems to believe that there's a lot of people in that building that are very much a Walter Nolan fan. And, I wouldn't be surprised if Daniel Jeramiah was talking to somebody within the organization and, he said, "Hey, listen, gave you Genty last time. Who's a guy that I could give you here next time? Who's a guy that maybe," and so, he could have thrown a wide receiver there. He could have thrown an offensive lineman there. He could have thrown, but he chose to throw Walter Nolan at you.
Brian, I was just going to ask you, why do you think McMillan's not a guy that's in this top 12 or, just,
okay.
I don't know where he's going to fall, but Okay,
no. This is the discussion I wanted to have with you today.
Okay, cool.
This is the discussion because I've got a list of guys that gets picked after this.
Okay.
And it's not that would you take this guy, would you take this guy, would you take this guy?
Because I would.
But there's some questions I have for absolutely. But there's some questions I have. But the thing with Nolan, like I said, Daniel Jeramiah, second mock draft, he's telling me right now, not only does he like Nolan, but I think he's talking to people in the organization that like Nolan too. So I think we need to have, ourselves ready.
Yep.
That this could be a selection for the Dallas Cowboys. This could be a selection because I don't think I could say he could have thrown McMillan on this list. He could have thrown the Missouri receiver on there. He could have thrown any other guys really, that to me, Nolan seemed like wait a minute, I'm hearing him here, but talking to the team, he should be here. So I wanted to point that out, but I think we all need to be ready. If you're a Dallas Cowboys fan, please study this kid, study him hard, and look as much as you can, get an idea. We need to really dig in on this kid. We need to talk to people at A&M. We need to think about things because I do feel like now by Daniel Jeramiah doing this, I think he is in play for the Cowboys. I do think that.
I will definitely download film or re-download film and get back on.
No, we just got to keep, and like I say, the more we're going to get to the combine here in a couple weeks, there's going to be more talk about this, but I think that you need to be prepared for this. Okay. Now I want to focus on something a little bit different as we get back to the draft. And so Walter Nolan's going to go to the Cowboys according to Daniel Jeramiah at 12. Okay, Tyler Booker goes to the Dolphins at 13. And here I am arguing against Tyler Booker.
There's actual tape of Tyler Booker whooping Walter Nolan. But all right, go ahead, Brian. Go ahead.
Yeah, but here you go. Armand Membao, the Missouri tackle, goes to the Colts at 14. 15, Mykel Williams. Okay, remember we saw Mykel Williams.
Top 5.
Daniel Jeramiah, we were seeing him early. Now he's top, he's in the top 15, but he's not in the top 5. He's dropped down about 10 spots.
Sure.
At 16, Arizona takes Kenneth Grant, the defensive tackle from Michigan. I mean, this is interesting. He says Grant would immediately assist against the run. He has enormous upside as a pass rusher. The hope is eventually develops into an impact defender in the mold of Dexter Lawrence.
Why we couldn't get him, Brian? Why we couldn't get Dexter Lawrence? I mean,
exactly. Exactly. That's what I was wondering too. Okay. Jahdae Barron goes to the Bengals at 17. So that's interesting right there in itself. Okay. Gray Sable.
Wow.
The tackle, guard, center goes to the Seattle Seahawks at 18. And this was his reasoning on Gray Zabel. He says Zabel has 5 position flexibility on the offensive line and can start at one of the interior spots day one. He was dominant at the Senior Bowl. Gray Zabel goes all the way from North Dakota State, great football, championship program, doing well at the Senior Bowl, all the way now into the top 20.
Yeah.
Now, if this was last year's draft, I don't think Gray Zabel makes it in the first round.
No,
I don't think he gets in the first round. When you start to talk about offensive tackles, or maybe the guards, or maybe not even the centers, if to be honest with you there, Voch. Okay, this is where it gets really interesting on his board. With Tampa Bay's pick at 19, he takes Tet McMillan right here.
What's going on, man? What the hell's going on?
Okay, yeah, exactly. I believe this is the first receiver off the board. Depending on what you think with our guy, at
Hunter, Travis,
Travis Hunter. So McMillan goes at 19. He says could go earlier in round 1, but Tampa would be a perfect landing spot. Chris Godwin is due to become a free agent. He's got some knee things working on too, and Mike Evans can't play forever, can he? Was his comment on Tet McMillan. Okay, allow me a little latitude here. I'm going to walk you through some more of this thing, and then we're going to circle back. All right.
Sure.
At 20, he's got Colston Loveland going to tight end, going to Michigan, going to Denver Broncos at 20. Pittsburgh Steelers take Ashton Jeanty at 21, which is, if he doesn't go to Dallas, this very well could be a scenario right here.
Yeah.
This could be a scenario. All right, now here we go. The Chargers take Amarian Hampton, the running back from North Carolina, at 22. We go down to the 23rd pick. The Green Bay Packers take Josh Simmons. You and I have been very consistent about Josh Simmons, the offensive tackle from Ohio State who's dealing with the patella tendon injury. Okay, at 24, the Vikings take Travion Henderson, running back, Ohio State. Okay, this is where, well, okay, let me go a couple more here then. I'll finish this thing out, but we could talk about it.
Sure.
Houston Texans take Abuka, the wide receiver from Ohio State, at 25. The Rams take Darius Alexander, the defensive tackle from Toledo, at 26. Crazy, but man, you never know. Baltimore Ravens take Shamar Stewart, the edge from Texas A&M. That's at 27. Detroit Lions take Donovan Jackson, the guard tackle from Ohio State. You got the Washington Commanders take Jahad Campbell, the linebacker from Alabama. That's at 29. At 30, the Buffalo Bills take Texas wide receiver Matthew Golden, is there at that spot. Kansas City takes tackle Josh Connerly from Oregon at 31. And then the Philadelphia Eagles, the Super Bowl champs, take Malachi Starks with the 32nd pick.
Starks at 32?
Yeah. And all of a sudden now Malachi Starks is playing instead of Gardner Johnson, and away they go. Okay. I want to get back with you. On this because here's a couple of different things that I think. All right. Tet McMillan going at 19. I mean, okay, Jeanty would by far be my preference there for the Cowboys at 12.
Sure.
If Tet McMillan got to me at 12, I don't know how he gets past me at 12. I don't think he gets past me at 12. All right.
Let me just ask you this, Bryan. What do you think?
Go ahead.
What do you think Daniel's hearing when we see McMillan at 19, or we see Jeanty at 21, or even Starks at 32? Like, what do you think he's hearing that's making him place those guys there?
See, I wonder if it has to do. Are there people that don't believe? Now, you and I think of Tet McMillan as a top 5 player. The league might not think of him that way. The league might not think of it. You know how we kind of say, well, they are our Georgia edge that we talked about that went to at 15.
Yeah.
Williams. Williams. Yeah. We're kind of sitting there. We're sitting there thinking, we're sitting there thinking, wow, that's that top 5. That's too high for Williams. That's too high. I wonder if teams are thinking the same thing about Tet McMillan. I wonder if they're looking at him and saying, wow, what is Tet McMillan going to run? I think Tet McMillan plays fast enough.
Sure.
I think he catches the ball well enough. You can watch him if you want to watch him last year, go against Hunter, go after him, good battle with those guys. But I wonder if he's hearing that McMillan might not, that teams don't think he runs well enough, and same thing that they think about with Will Johnson being, that size of a guy. But I would have a hard time. I think Tet McMillan on in this draft, as Dane Brugler would say, is a top 5 player.
I have a hard time believing that Dallas would just pass on him like that.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too. Now, okay. This is the next thing.
And then look, just to be clear, one more thing too, Bryan. I don't disagree that Dallas might like Walter Nolan, Ole Miss. I don't disagree that maybe he's heard that they like Nolan. But just with my football eyes, Bryan, there's no way that they don't like McMillan more.
Yeah.
I just can't see it. Me personally, I can't see it.
I see, I can't, with the way you need weapons, offensive weapons, passing on Genty. Okay, I can understand it. You're passing on Genty to get McMillan. All right. If that's what we're gonna do, let's do it. That's one of those ones where I'm like, you know what? Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's do this. And I can understand why but I just don't. And it's like CeeDee Lamb getting all the way down to 17, but I wonder, and maybe I need to reach out to Daniel Jeramiah and like, are you hearing something around the league? Are something coming out about McMillan that might cause him to drop all the way to 19?
Yeah.
Which I think I think, to be honest with you, I think it's crazy. But like we said, Mykel Williams was a top 5 player. Now he's at 15. That seems like, okay, that makes sense.
Sure.
McMillan at 19 would not make sense for me.
Yeah.
All right. Now, here's the exercise that we need to think about. If you don't take Genty at 1,
yeah,
okay, he's going to go behind you somewhere, right?
Sure.
Probably in the first round.
100%.
Pittsburgh at 21. All right, but now think of what just happened in this mock draft.
Them effing running backs, man.
Yeah. Look what happened behind Genty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hampton, Henderson. I guarantee you, if we get this thing down right into the second round, that Johnson's going to go too.
Yeah, he'll be gone. He'll be gone by like 44. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So what happens? I know on my board, my first and second round linebacker or excuse me, running backs are wiped out.
Yeah.
I'm out. I'm now Voch into third round running backs.
Yep. Harvey Sampson, Judkins, Blue. Yeah.
Exactly. So if you're telling me we're swinging this thing back around and we're going to wait, we're going to wait for a running back at 44.
Yeah. See, Bryan,
I would feel terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, I shouldn't say terrible.
I said that a week ago, Bryan. I said that a week ago. Like, if you pass on Genty and then dudes start going, and by the time you get to 44, you stuck with your third round guys?
I mean, you're right. We've talked about this, but here's a guy that talks to other NFL teams. That's trying to put together a mock draft.
He's saying it, yeah.
And then you actually see it. You see it. You see, like, wow, Genty goes, oh, well, he goes to 21. Wait a minute. Hampton goes. Wait a minute. We're about to start the run on the running backs. Oh, wait, Henderson goes. They just wiped out all 4 of my running backs by the time they got to 24. By the time they got to the 24th pick, I take that back. They wiped out 3 of my 4 running backs by the time they got to 24. If I don't take Genty, So I wonder. And I honestly, I could see Johnson going in the top of the second round if that's the case. Yeah. One of those picks before Dallas picks at 44. So if you're now, the question we need to get ready for this. If Nolan, we need to get ready for, are we comfortable taking let me just ask you this. You comfortable taking Blue at 44?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think he's okay. I think he's a bona fide third rounder for me. Because Bryan, what's gonna happen is we up here talking about Blue at 44. Now you having conversations like Blue or Jack Bish or Blue versus all your guards gone right there. Blue or like Amos or Blue or like Watts.
Yeah.
Blue or Tyreek Williams. You know what I'm saying? Ohio State.
Yeah.
Blue or Derek Harmon. Like, there's gonna be a second round graded guy that I like more than Blue.
Yeah. See. Okay. Tell me again your third round. Okay. You've lost everybody but Johnson, right? Are you like me on that?
Yep.
You've lost everybody but Johnson, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Give me your third round guys, because like I say, Johnson. We'll just say Johnson's going to be off before Dallas picks at 44. Okay, give me your guys, your third round running backs.
RJ Harvey, UCF. We got Sampson from Tennessee.
Yeah.
Quinshon Judkins and Jaden Blue.
Ohio State. Yeah. See, are you comfortable if you had to take? And let me ask you this: when you get back round to the third round, who do you think's left? You think if you just who out of that group you just named?
Yeah.
And you had to bring it all the way back to what, 73? Is that where we're at now? 76, excuse me. 76? Out of the group you just said, who do you think could be there?
If anybody, I think Blue might be the only one there. Like by the time we get to 76, then you're introducing, Smith and Giddens and Hunter and some of those guys.
Yeah, right. So you're entertaining. So out of your list, the only guy you think that would be available potentially is Blue.
Yep, at 76. So Bryan, let me ask you this though, right? If we miss out on Genty, how much are you willing to win to dress your board a little bit? If you miss out on Genty and you can't trade back, do you go F it and just get Hampton at 12? Because think about this though, right? Think about this. Think about Detroit, man. Detroit really love Gibbs. They love Gibbs.
Oh, they absolutely love Gibbs,
and they took his ass at 12. We up here talking about, you think Gibbs can make it to us in the second round? And they took his ass at 12. Bryan, is there a world where you taking Omarion Hampton at 12 if Genty's gone before that?
I don't think there is a world.
Me neither.
I don't think there is.
Because look, let me just tell you what I love about this mock for the Cowboys, Bryan. Let me just tell you what I love about this mock. Will Campbell went early. Good. What's the name? Tyler Warren went 7. Good. Jalen Walker went 8. I'll take that. And Will Johnson went 11. It looked like it was looking cute for us, Bryan. It was looking cute.
It actually did work out pretty good. If it worked out good for you and I, because we would absolutely take McMillan. Well, we'd take Genty
or McMillan, yeah. Because now
we'd absolutely.
Because now we see the damn. Okay, so Bryan, if we on the board, I just please entertain me. Do you prioritize Genty over McMillan now that you've seen this damn running back?
See, that's what I'm saying. On my stack, On my stack, I think I would. On my stack, I know I would have Genty McMillan. That's how I would have it.
Yeah,
that's what I have. I would have it. I don't know if Dallas's stack would be like that.
Genty's my. I don't know. Genty's my third best player, so he's definitely over.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So to me, if your plan is to take a running back at 44, this opened my eyes too. And we've talked about this, but when you kind of see it in black and white,
it scares the shit out of you is what it does.
Yeah, because you were kind of wondering, the question you asked me one night, when do you think the run's going to start at running back? Hell, it might start at 21.
And meanwhile, people sending us mock drafts where they getting Omarion Hampton at like 76. Man, stop sending us mock drafts like that. It ain't going like that. It ain't happening. It ain't happening.
All right, let me talk something else then, Voch, on this situation.
Hell yeah.
This pick, the picks from 19, 21, 22, 24, 25, and 30. Okay. Look at where wide receivers went.
Okay. So
I got wiped out. On wide receivers.
Damn sure did.
I lost one at 19. I lost one at 25. I lost one at 30.
Yeah.
Is what I lost. So the only guy, and I guarantee you what's going to happen here, is Burden is going to get taken. Okay, so I lost McMillan.
Burden is going 33.
I lost McMillan. I lost Ibuka. I lost Golden. If I'm thinking about, took a runner at 12. Looking at a wide receiver right now, potentially at 44.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Besh, Ayamanor from Stanford on my board.
Yeah.
Savion Williams from TCU.
Royals.
Yeah. That's kind of who I'm looking at right now.
Yeah.
At 44, I think I'm okay. I think I'm okay taking Besh. Not think. I got him in the second round. Damn.
Yeah.
I'll take him. But I was sitting there thinking that maybe, okay, if you take a receiver, like, let's do this. If you take a receiver at 12, do you feel good about getting a good running back at 44?
I do not.
If you take a running back at 12,
that's a great question. Yeah.
Do you feel like you're going to get your receiver at 44?
I at least feel better about a receiver at 44 than I do running back, for sure.
Yeah. See, to me, this is why to me you would take Genty, don't you? Isn't it?
But see, Bryan, like, but
because because to me, I feel better about wide receivers at 44 than I do running backs at 44.
This the crazy thing though, Bryan. We're only saying that about wide receivers at 44, because after 44, there are no wide receivers that you really like for real, right? But after 44, we do like the running backs there.
Yeah,
it's just after like Blue, Smith, Giddens, and
no, we like him, but do you like him? You like him? Okay, do you like him enough to take one at 44?
I love him at 76.
Okay, I'll ask you a question again. Do you like taking one of those running backs at 44?
Hell nah. Nah.
See what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure out the best path to me to maybe get the two offensive players that I need.
I think the best path is
taking the runner first and then taking the wide second. Yeah.
Running back then, wide
right?
Receiver. Yeah. That's it.
If you're taking offensive players.
Yeah.
If you're taking offensive players.
Yeah.
To me, the path appears, according to Daniel Jeramiah mock draft, I'm gonna lose runners, and I'm gonna lose all these receivers, but I'm not gonna lose all of them. Yeah. I feel like I might lose all the running backs. I think that running backs, I think on a lot of people's boards, those running backs are going to come up, and we've said this before.
Sure.
Kyle Yeomans is going to say, Voch, who is your best available player at 44? You're going to say one of these, probably a wide receiver.
Yeah.
Probably what you're going to say. Or one of these defensive tackles.
Defensive edge, like edges.
Maybe an edge.
But you're really going to need the running back more because.
Yeah. That's to me, the justification of taking the running back at 12 makes perfect sense.
Sure.
Because I feel like that I could grab a receiver that could help me opposite Lamb. I don't know if I can grab the runner. It's a big drop off saying going from Genty to that third round.
It's pretty big.
That those runners. Because I would be, if Daniel Jeremiah's mock draft and he's talking to people around the league, if that run at running back, if you pass on Genty, could start at 21 like he has it.
Genty to Jaden Blue is a hell of a drop off for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
He's my last third round guy.
Yeah. So to me, that's the kind of thing that you're going to have to look at how this board, you're going to have to navigate this board, because you're going to have to be ready for the runs. You're going to have to be ready for the one position that seems so deep is an edge. The edge could be a fallback position. Oh, we got wiped out. Can't trade back. Edge seems like one of the positions that you could take and probably get the value for what your pick is going to be.
Yeah. Scoring in the fourth round or something. Yeah, that'll really make me excited, Bryan. We can get him in the third round or something like that. Boy, Bryan, what a bizarre draft we live in, because I'm hating some of these top 15 picks. Like just the dudes that have just gone there. I'm just not a fan of them going there. Yeah. And it's like all the guys that we love are falling into that second.
Yeah.
But that run on running backs is.
It's just something. I know it's something that you, myself, Wolchek, we talked about. Zach was one of the first ones that ever came into me and goes, man, the run on these running backs, if you don't take Genty, just look at what could happen with, all these running backs that you really, really, really like. Yeah. And you know what? Teams know that Dallas is somewhat desperate for a running back.
Sure.
What if San Francisco bails at 11 and you have all intentions of taking Genty? Yeah. And San Francisco backs out of there because somebody comes up, one of these teams comes up and they want to take Genty ahead of the Cowboys. Now you got to be ready to.
Hey, just call us. Hey, just call us.
Pivot,
give us the pick. Yeah,
no.
Yeah.
All right, pivot, my friend, pivot. All right, let me do something for you then.
Sure.
Let me do something for you here. I think I know what you would do if all of a sudden San Francisco got out of that pick at 11 and Genty went off the board and you had, let's see, Carter's gone, Green's gone, Graham's gone, Hunter's gone. Okay, but you just go ahead and take McMillan, right?
Yeah.
You don't even move. You don't even think about getting out of there.
McMillan, and I'm high-fiving everybody in the room.
There you go.
Yeah.
What if McMillan were to go? What if, say, McMillan goes
he goes 9. He goes 9.
He goes 9.
Somebody trades up.
He goes 9 to the Saints.
Okay.
He goes 9 to the Saints.
Yeah.
Okay. So now you've got Burden, or you got Ibuka, Burden. You've got Green would probably still be on the board because he went to the Saints at 9. Yeah. And you have an opportunity to get Ravel, Barron, those types of guys. Probably Barron would be a type of guy you would get, for me. Or Will Johnson. I know we don't really, not super high on Will Johnson. Yeah. Would you go ahead and take? You would take Ibuka over? Would you take Ibuka over, say, Simmons? Or Green?
If Simmons' knee doesn't check out,
then
I'm taking Green, and then I'm taking Ibuka. I'm taking Golden over both, though. I really like Golden a lot. I like Golden.
I know you do.
And Golden keep creeping up these mock drafts, so we just got to keep eyes on that.
No, absolutely. So you don't feel like you could pivot. You feel like you could pivot if somebody traded up ahead of Dallas to San Francisco and they took Genty, because everybody and their mother thinks that Genty's going to end up in Dallas.
I think I will always have a pick at 12 that I could sit in there and just make a pick.
Yeah.
There's always going to be a pick at 12 I feel like I could take. Even if it's Banks and put him at guard or put him at tackle, whatever they want to do, I always feel like there's a pick there I could take. Golden, Ibuka, Burden, there's always somebody. Now,
so that doesn't panic you. I mean, no. Okay, if that happens in a war room, you could see shock sometimes. It can throw. Sure. I mean, we saw it happen in the Travis Frederick draft. Mm-hmm. When they were going to take the safety, and San Francisco took the player, and they traded with San Francisco, and they, boom, down the board they went flying. Yeah.
I would love to trade back. Everybody would love to trade back, though, and get more picks. But if I had the opportunity to trade back, like if I can get back to the 20s or something like that, 19 or something, I'll be the one kicking off the running back run. I'll be the one to take Hampton at that point. I don't mind taking Hampton at the back end of round 1, because they're all second round grades at that point.
Yeah. So but the way that Daniel's draft fell, 21, 22, 24. Do you think that Pittsburgh, Chargers, or Minnesota would go to San Francisco to trade ahead of you to get Genty?
I don't know if
you made a point. And you made a point. If that happened, you asked me, would you be willing to take Hampton or, in my board, Johnson at 12?
Well, that'll be I only got 13 first-round grades, Brian. I only got 13 first-round grades, man. So, yeah, maybe. I don't know if a team is willing to give up a 2 and a 3 just to go get Genty. They can give us that damn 2 and 3 and we can have a little part. You can have them if I can have your 2 and your 3, and shit. Then I'm definitely drafting Hampton at 12. I'll take if I can get a 2 and a 3. I'm taking Hampton at 12, and I'm not losing sleep about it.
I got you. Or you could drop out of there. You're right. If maybe you would feel better about taking Hampton with the Chargers at 22
20, whatever,
or Houston at 25, something like that. Yep. You'd feel good about that.
Yeah, I would feel fine, and high fives all around the room. But we would be sick if we pass on Genty. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like Genty's there for us, and we take Walter Nolan that I don't like all that much, and we pass on him, and then when we get to 44, there's a running back there that we don't feel great about. I'd be sick. I'd be sick.
Yeah, see, to me, I guess the argument I'm trying to make tonight,
take him. If he's there, take him. If he's there, take him.
Yeah, the wide receiver helps you to probably have, the running back at 12 probably helps you have potentially a better path for your draft. Yeah. Passing on the running back leads to some murky, muddy times, potentially, if you think that you're going to grab one at 44. According to the Daniel Jeramiah draft, you're probably not going to get your guy. You're going to be wiped out of your first and second round guys and looking at third round guys on your board. Yeah. So
what an exercise that just bothered me, Brian. Stressed the hell out of me, man. But these are things that we have to be ready for. And when we do that show and at the end of April or whatever, I got to make sure I don't put frowns on my face. No matter who the Cowboys draft, I got to be professional and just give the Walter Nolan report, give the Will Johnson report. I will say this, though, Brian. All the rumors that we've heard so far about the players that the Cowboys like, I have unanimously not liked them as much as they like them.
It's crazy.
I will say that.
Yeah.
I will say that.
Yeah, but it's good because, we'll have guys at the combine. I know Bobby Belt and those guys will be Tommy Yarsh and those guys will be at the combine. Yeah. And I know you and Aisha Morrison back in action next week for that. Well, we're at baseball, but so we'll continue to monitor that. Yeah. I had a word today with the boss about that.
Yeah. What do you say? Well, don't worry about it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Just hope I'm alive for next year doing this because I ain't going to be going to Ranger baseball.
Like, hope you alive. Oh, I thought you meant like Gavin threatened you or something. Like Gavin, baby.
No. I threatened him in a nice way is what I did. I go, I'm not going. I go, and it's funny because I was talking to Sean Sharif, who's going to the combine. I was telling him how much he's going to enjoy it. He's going, well, what about, why should we have swapped? You and Choppy should have swapped. And I'm like, now we're thinking about that. Now we're thinking about all this. But
3 days before.
Hey. 3 days before. So anyway, but it'll be fine. We'll be fine.
When Crown Media gets here, Global Crown Media gets here, Brian.
Yeah. There you go.
All right.
There you go.
Hey man, we appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Love y'all to pieces.
Do something with that voice, man.
Nah, I'm fine, and it's just freezing outside now. It's freezing temp, so it's.
I'm gonna go walk.
You better than me. VOCHLOMBARDI, love y'all to pieces, and BRYN Broaddus, and y'all be sure to watch the latest edition of the draft show. I was on it. Even if I'm not on it, y'all go watch it. But I was on this, so y'all be sure to go watch it. All right?
Yeah, he and Zach, he's right. He and Zach went at it a little bit today, so enjoy that commentary.
Try to bring a little spice to the party. Nick Harris is next. Nick Harris is next. We love y'all to pieces, man. We'll catch y'all next time. Crown.